Hello everyone and welcome to a premiere draft of Kamigawa Neon Dynasty Satsuki the Living Lore. Low counter on saga, on each saga actually. You control. When it dies you can either bounce a thing from the battlefield to your hand or return a saga card, not an any enchantment, but a saga card from your graveyard to your hand. So definitely an interesting card to play in any green-white deck because all the sagas are basically quite playable. Maybe the one rare isn't the egg one, the dragon egg saga, which is rare. But it's a two-color card and it's not exactly like the most bombastic thing. This pack is fairly weak, in fact. The Circuit Mender is okay, maybe the Moonsnare Specialist if you really want to force ninjas. Skyblessed Samurai if you want to have... I mean, I guess I could try this. I don't take the green-white thing, although this enchantment card, of course, usually is better in green-white because green and white will have the most, the biggest density of enchantments, but still I could play this in some other color combination as well. Well, there is a Boseiju who endures. This is really good because killing an artifact or enchantment for just 2 mana, even though it gives opponent a land, is so valuable in this set, and this just replaces a forest in your deck. So that's very good. Is there a reason to take a white card here to combine with this? No, there isn't. There's an Acquisition Octopus, could be interesting. There's an Akiba Salvage, but this is the kind of payoff card that I don't want to... This is not such a great one that I would want to go early for that one. I think the best card in the pack actually might just be the Boseiju because the other cards are fairly unexciting. So let's take it. Then there's an Eikenjo Uprising. I'm not that big fan of the card though. It can be rather awkward. Yeah, you can use it as a finisher, but if you don't use this as a finisher, it's not so great. You get only one more thing than the opponent has. For 3 mana you can play this to get 1, opponent gets nothing, but still a 3 mana 2/2 hasty vigilance thing, it's not that great. The long reach of night is good, but there's also the arrest here. If I took the Skyblessed Samurai, why wouldn't I take the uncolor removal spell? The lethal exploit isn't that good here. I'll take the removal spell, which also makes this thing cheaper. And wow, is black open here? What? First of all, there is a Twisted Embrace, and there's also the Life of Toshiro Umezawa, which I quite like, but the Embrace is just better. Both are enchantments for the Samurai too. Alright, I'll take the Embrace here. I already have 2 auras, so this means that if I get the 5 mana artifact creature, the 3/2, which can get from your deck either an aura or a shrine card, that will already be a card maybe worth playing with 2 auras. Assuming I will end up at black and white, but there's no reason to pick anything else than the Twisted Embrace here. Asari Captain, okay. Befriending the moths. Some nice green here, well, maybe mostly the Preserver and the Careful Cultivation, but still nice green cards. The Glowing Torment is good in aggressive decks. I'm not sure if this deck will be that aggressive. I might just take the Befriending the Moths actually. I like it. I do want to have some very early creatures to make this good, because if you miss out on the chapter 1 and 2, it's really not that great. This is, by the way, the one saga I don't think it's that good. I think it's actually quite bad. So, but this might be the only saga in the entire set that is... Well, maybe the Kami War being a 5-color saga is a bit sketchy. Alright, so first of all, where's the black? I saw the one pack that had both this and the other good black card. Then I see no more black here. I think I'll just take the Intervention still. I stay white here. I'm not really going to green based on having a Historian's Wisdom here. So let's take the Wanderer's Intervention here. And yes, I know I have 1 green card, but I need something better. Okay, so this is a little bit more unexciting now. A Runaway Trashbot though. It counts both artifacts and enchantments. Could that be something I care about? because I don't think I care about the increase infiltrator. Sky Swimmer Koi. Geothermal Kami. I take the trash bot. I mean, it's not necessarily gonna be played, but it's an interesting thing to at least peek there. Alright, there is a Sky Turtle, which is of course great, but I'll just take another arrest. Now with the 3 auras which I can fetch, if I get the 3-5 drop, I think I will quite likely pick that and play that. But yeah, I have no idea what my second color is. It seems like there's really not much going on in terms of the color number 2 here. Season of Renewal could be okay if I end up green-white. I don't care about when we were young that much. Regent's Authority works with enchantment creatures, but I don't really have them now. Hopefully I will get some. I think this is a fairly weak pack. I could take even the Synthesizer or maybe the Red-White Land. But I take the Season of Renewal now because I have a Boseiju. So that's like a little bit of a reason to be green-white. And also I seem to be getting back these green cards now. Another trash bot is interesting, but maybe I leave it at 1 here. Here I take the Cultivation over the Curling Stalker. I want to add mana for my 7 drop, which hopefully will cost less than 7, of course. Alright, but this Cultivation is fine. You get the 2 mana 1/1 there. And here Rocket Highlands if I want to splash. Armor Guard Familiar if I want to be still blue-white. I think this is more likely. The splash is more likely. Heir of the Ancient Fang. I don't think this is gonna be really a modified creature deck. I'll take another intervention. This is a premier draft though. Am I ever gonna play 2 of these in main deck? I don't think I'm gonna play the Ancient Fang either, so let's take it. And here another cultivation, so I could have some ramp plans here. I don't understand why the one pack had 2 excellent black cards and then nothing else black came, but I guess I'll cut that now. Got that thing now. Okay, so there is an Orochi Merge Keeper, but do I really need it? Now that I have 2 careful cultivations. These are almost the same thing, except these actually have a channel, so you can do it at instant speed. And it has secondary mode with the aura. And this, I don't really count on this thing being modified much. So this is almost strictly worse than the careful cultivation in quite a few decks. I'll take the Eiganjo Exemplar. This is a very weak pack for me. Of course, I could take the Ryu here now and move to red-white. But I don't think... I like the green stuff I have here, so I'll just take the Exemplar. But this pack is rather weak. I guess the Dockside Jeff is nice, but I don't think the black will be that open in pack 3, based on what I saw in pack 1. Alright, so here... Am I gonna take a 2-drop or the Bearer of Memory? This is, for the enchantment synergy, but I don't actually have more enchantment synergy than the 1 Sky Blessed Samurai, so I'm not gonna go too crazy that route. Plus the Yukai Trainee is actually, it combines with them, come on, where it is, Eiganjo Exemplar, because it is a samurai. Yeah, and I need a 2-drop, so I'll take it for curve reasons mostly. Gloomsrieger, a 3rd Intercessor's Arrest, okay. And then not a lot. Not a lot. I'll take the Arrest, why not? It is quite a few of them, but I don't really see what else the pack had there. So this pack has basically 2 interesting options. The befriending the mods number 2 and the high-speed hoverbike. The intervention is don't really need to 3, and I think I'm not necessarily gonna play 2 either. So maybe I'll take the hoverbike. I quite like the tapping ability and just a cheap flyer. I can find some other 4-drops later in the draft, so let's take the bike here. Selfless Samurai, probably the pick here. Fang of Shigeki is the other option. There's pretty much no other options for me. Containment Construct won't be doing a whole lot for this deck, so let's take the Samurai. Spinning Wheel Kick, Imperial Oath, Geothermal Kami, and the Seven-Tail Mentor. Alright, so I have quite a few of these removal spells, so I don't know if I want to have a clumsy 4 or 6 mana sorcery speed removal spell that requires that the opponent doesn't have any interaction for that. I think I like the Imperial Oath. Now that I have these 2 mana producers, 2 Imperial Oath can come online before turn 6, so let's take it. And I didn't really have that much other late game except for the Sky-Blessed Samurai, of course. Boon of Boseiju, Dragonfly Suit, Golden Tail Disciple. Should I take the enchantment just randomly because it will make the Samurai cheaper? Yeah, and of course I have the Season of Renewal too, so I might want to have it. Yeah, I don't need the trick here, I don't think. I'll take the Lifelinker here. I like Tamiya's safekeeping, but I don't like how the draft kind of went somehow unexciting way. But what can you do? A pack 2 is really not great at all. Let's take the Network Disruptor so that no one else gets it either. And there is Seven-Tail Mentor, or I could take the Rugged Highlands number 2 in case I want to still splash some red, but it's actually quite unlikely. I'm more likely to play the Seven-Tail Mentor. Yup, whatever. Not gonna play any of that. Yeah, pack 2 was a disappointment, but still I have 20 cards there picked. There's entire pack left, so it's not that bad necessarily. Another red-white rare. Could be a 4th arrest. It's not gonna be that though. I have a pretty easy pick in Yukai Preserver. I need something that hits a bit harder, and that's working for that purpose quite well. Having 3 of these means that the 4th one isn't really such a high priority anymore. How many enchantments and artifacts I have total? 11. I don't know if that's enough for the trash spot. I might not play that. But anyway, here is a pretty easy preserver. There's a white Gozen tie, aka Shrine. I'd be happier to pick it if I also had the green one, because that alone is not exactly that amazing. I think I like more the Bearer of Memory more in this deck. The Dragonfly Suit would be okay, but I take the 3/2 enchantment creature, which is useful when I have 6 mana. Plus with the double Careful Cultivation, I can easily have the 6 mana available. Okay, Kappa Techfreaker. I would really like to have the Tales of Master Seshiro, but this is just such a good one. I cannot pass up a Techfreaker here. Hopefully I can get one of these later, but I have an Imperial Oath and a Sky-Blessed Samurai for sort of a late game. This is just too powerful. I'm gonna take it. And then there is a very useless March of Burgeoning Life. But this pack also has, well, a couple of very nice black cards which I don't have to worry about. But the interesting decision here is between Spirited Companion and the Greater Tanuk. And I think I actually want to have the more expensive card this time. Because I have these cultivations which can give me fast mana. So I'll take the 6/5 Trampler, which I still can use for a land if I really need to. But I would be happy to play a Spirited Companion as well, for sure. And here I get a Master's Rebuke, Mothra Patrol. I don't think that when we were young. That's not the pick for this deck. There's a Ninja's Kunai too, but should I just take the Coding Stalker actually? I think I might prefer the creatures. Because I have a bunch of removal. Yeah, I'll take the creature here. Hey, I opened this card. This is pick 6. This is not the same one that I opened. Interesting. But oh, this pack has an interesting decision. Oh boy. There's a Norika, Yamazaki, and another Yukai Preserver. I want them both. I really want them both, but how many enchantments that is? 12. I mean, I have to take the card advantage machine, but man, the Yukai Preserver, I hate to pass it. But I think I have to. This is such a good one. I also have multiple samurai in the deck. Well, I actually could take the Preserver, the Exemplar, and the Era here, and the Imperial Oath might even also be interesting, but it's gonna be the Preserver now. I'm not gonna pass up another one. I still can take a 4-drop. Alright, this is sweet actually. But I think what I take here is the Blossoming Sands, because I have enough playables. I have some cuts I can make here easily, but I don't need another Tanuki. I have some late game now. Blossoming Sand is just making my mana better. I'll pick that one. And I have one Tamiya safekeeping. I usually don't care about running two that much. I could take the Commune with Spirits. I could even replace it, land with it, because I have a lot of enchantments to pick with it. I don't want to have a third Careful Cultivations. 2 is plenty enough, and yeah, 1 safekeeping is also plenty enough. So I take the Commune with Spirits, which I probably will use to replace a land. I'm not going to splash the Hot Spring, but I pick it because it's an uncommon. Okay, why is this here? Okay, but a Reckoner right here. I'll take it. Alright, Brute Suit won't be played, but why not? Why not pick it? That was a pretty good last pick actually. Of course not on my colors, but still a 15th pick, Bronze Blade Boar. Well, I don't know what happened in the draft table, also with the this thing coming back so late, but I don't think I'm playing these green-white artifact options here. No, Brute Suit not needed. The Company with Spirits is going to be a land slot. I think I can do that. Because I do have these, also these, you know, Careful Cultivations will basically be 2 mana adding tokens. So the cuts are, because this is a land and I will play 16 lands after that, I will cut 3 cards. 3 cards from this deck. I won't be cutting any of the high end, any of the 4-drops. I guess the 7-tail mentor could be cut, but maybe I see if there's something easier to cut. Because the run away trash, but probably is one. It's gonna be like early in the game it's so small. Yeah, of course late in the game it can be a 5-4, things like that, but I think it's so useless early in the game that I will cut that. Season of Renewal will have a nice targets to pick up, so that's gonna be staying in the deck. The question is, do I play both Wanderer's Interventions? Do I play the 7-tail mentor? I have a reason to play Samurai. That's the thing, because I did take the Norika Yamazaki. Of course it can attack, or she can attack by herself, but it's risky. It's just a 3-2, so often gonna die in combat. I'd rather attack with something else. So that's the reason I'm thinking about leaving the 7-tail mentor in the deck. And I think I will cut 1 Wanderer's Intervention. I don't think it's that good. I have those 3 arrests anyway here. So that leaves me 1 cut to be made. It could even be the Curling Stalker. I don't see a lot of interesting stuff it can do. Maybe the most interesting thing it can do is return the Kappa Techwrecker if this thing somehow attacks unblocked as a 1-3 without even the death touch. Although that's not exactly correct, because what you can do with this thing, you can attack with death touch, opponent maybe doesn't want to block, and then after damage, I mean when damage happens, you can remove the counter, destroy or exile some target. And then before you go to second main phase, you can still use ninjutsu to return the Techwrecker with the Curling Stalker. But I'm still thinking it might be the Curling Stalker that I am going to cut here. Because the 2 mana plays I have is 1, the number of them is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's enough. And I didn't count the Stalker, so it's 1. Now that I cut it, it's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus the Wanderer's Intervention, which you can play on turn 2. Total enchantment count is at 13, so this should make the Samurai at least, hopefully, a 5-drop, and a 5-drop 4/4 flyer is it's a creature I'm willing to run. And with the mana accelerating things, it could be even easier to cast early. These things are, of course, not enchantments, they're monk tokens, but it's fine. So I think this is the deck. 3 removal spells here, 1 intervention, and then just creatures. Not a lot of evasion, a little bit. Some big creatures, some tricks in form of the channel here. I have 1 saga, so the creature count here is 13, but basically these careful cultivations are creatures, so maybe it's like 15. Imperial Oath is a creature, basically that's 16. Yeah, that's fine. I'll play the Blossoming Sands and then very balanced colors here. This can find a land. It requires green to do so. Double cast, there's only 1 Tanuki here at 6. So I don't... And these will produce green only. I mean, it's gonna be 8+7 in addition to this Blossoming Sands. Oh, that of course. Let's not forget the Boseiju, that's pretty important. Yeah, so I have both white and green early drops, so it's basically just I don't know, maybe with the Commune with Spirits, because this can find me a plains, but it requires green mana. I will count that as like a white source, in which case I can put now 7+7, 7 plains, 7 forests. So I count the Commune with the Spirits as a white source, even though it isn't exactly that. I can still do that, and then that means I have basically 8 white here, 8 green here, plus the Blossoming Sands, which counts for both, so 9 mana base in a sense. And that's it. It's a best of 1 draft, no sideboarding, but I quite like it. This lies a bit because I'm planning to use a couple of these 3 mana things as a 2 mana, channels, so that lies a bit here. No 5 mana cards, but they are not really that necessary. I would have liked to have one of these green common sagas at 5 mana, the Tales of Master Seshiro, but I picked something else over it. Yeah, it was the Kappa Deck Wrecker. So this is the deck. Yes, this is good. I can play the Commune with Spirits, and then I can get a 1/1 token. And if I draw a land, or I find a land with this thing that I choose to keep, I can even have a turn 3 mentor. Not that it's that amazing, but let's see what I see here. Alright, Preserver or a land. Preserver is very good. I think I have to take it. I mean, I need only 1 land to be able to cast it, so let's take the Preserver. Of course, if the opponent kills this token, it's gonna be a little bit more awkward if I don't... If it happens so that I don't draw a land and they kill this token. That's the worst thing that can happen. And I got another 4-drop here. So hopefully I don't get punished by... If I knew I'm gonna draw this, I think I would have taken the land at that point. I could have gone with the mentor into this, but of course I couldn't know that. Come on, land. Oh man. Well, this has ward too. I can't even consider putting the enchantment on that. I'm just thinking if because what I can do, I can return the Careful Cultivation to my hand with the Season of Renewal. But I probably, and I couldn't of course enchant this because while this is an enchant permanent, it leaves the battlefield and comes back. So that would have been a bad play. If it just transformed on the battlefield, then it would have been of course totally reasonable. So yeah, if I took a land with the commune with spirits, that would have worked. But let's see how aggressive the opponent is. Of course, don't taunt me by having 3 lands of all different colors now. Alright, so now is my chance. This is gonna get tapped, so do I want to use the Season of Renewal here or not? Oh. I think I have to. I'm taking only 2 here, of course, because this thing is summoning sick, but... Okay, Goro. So at least this prevents the activated abilities. And I can't draw the land here. But this requires 5 mana and a modified creature, which I'm sure they can do at some point, but let's get the Lifelinger now. If they have the Bounce Ninja that bounces my token, that's going to be beginning of the end. Oh man, I haven't drawn any lands. And yeah, I got an option. I did put 3 lands to the bottom of my deck, but I actually just needed 1 more land. And I didn't have, when I made the decision, I didn't have a befriending the mods here. I didn't have a Golden Tail Disciple. If I took a land there and then continued drawing lands, this would have been my only meaningful creature. So that's why I wanted to have the Preserver there. Okay, I kind of need to get rid of multiple of those things, and now that's at least a land. So this thing, there's a risk if they have another red, they can attack with this thing. So sadly, now that I drew the 4th land, I cannot actually. They get a 5. Well, let's see. If they drop a land, specifically a mountain, this is their only modified creature, so they will have to attack with that thing. And then of course I will have my creature to block it. So it dies. They get the token, then I can use the arrest on the token. So I suppose it's fine. Let's do this and make the Lifelinger bigger. They can also start drawing cards with the guidebot, but I guess I can put arrests on every place. Okay, that is a red source, but tapped one. That sacrifices artifacts. Okay, so of course I'm at only 13, but I have this Lifelinger, so that might help me a bit. And also they can't attack with the Manish guy now unless they have a... Well, they have only 1 card left. I think I want to get rid of the guidebot before they get to... Sadly, they will get value from the anvil, but I don't think I care about the 1/1 ground guys. But I can't let them start drawing cards with this thing. This thing gives reach if that's absolutely necessary. Okay, they actually sacrificed the flyer there. That's interesting. That is interesting. Anyway, I'm gonna do this. They get to sacrifice the guidebot, but it's the lesser harm compared to the situation that they might, draw 2 cards a turn. I don't want that to happen. So again, they can attack with this, but they have to actually sacrifice this while they attack. And then I will use the other arrest for the dragon. And then I can make another token. I don't think I need the +1, +3 aura here. I will just make another token here. And then at some point I will start attacking. I will have a befriend the mods, which actually allows me to attack with the life linking creature there. Okay, they give that thing that. Yeah, that's surely quite fine actually. 4 damage. I don't want to take the 4. Do I have to sacrifice my life linker now? I could also... I could lose a 1-1 and a 2-3 there. But then this 2-3 will give a counter. I'm not taking 4 here, that's too risky. They of course don't lose this familiar here, but... I think one of these tokens is a bit redundant, so let's do it like this. Because I'm gonna get another one of those now. Disciple, if it doesn't get dealt with, it's gonna be a 4-5 life linker. That is quite good. They should use the anvil right now because they don't get the token. Okay, they don't get the token on my turn. That I would call a mistake. So a 4-5, do they want to block with multiple creatures there if I attack without using the befriending the mods? I kind of want to use the arrest on the Goro Goro. That's a monk, not a samurai. So if I attack with this, I actually don't mind if they block with the... So basically they lose both a 2-1 and a 3-3 here. Yeah, that's fine. If they don't, I will use... In that case, I will use the arrest on the Goro Goro and play the Eikanjo Exemplar as well. Because they can block with the 1-1 and sacrifice it, but they don't even get the token from it. They should have done that on their own turn. This allows me to not gain life though, but that's still better for me than them having the extra token there. Just in case they have a spell pierce, I should play this first. Okay, next turn I can... First of all, they can attack only for 2, and I could even choose to block it. And I think I might block the familiar. It can go on some other creature and that could be annoying. I don't need really the exemplar for anything here. But they, you know, they could always have some ninjas too. Don't want them to get any value out of those. They get the token here, that is, I mean, that was inevitable. And they can choose to, well now they of course don't need to use the anvil anymore because they already got the 1 token. Alright, that is fine. So I'm going to, okay, Wanderer's Intervention, but I have only 5 mana, so I can't play more than 1 spell. Am I willing to block with the Moon Circuit Hacker, or should I just play the Yukai Preserver here? I think I like the Preserver play here. They probably jump block and use the Anvil, which is totally fine for now. And I make the Preserver a 4-4. I don't want to make this guy any more threatening. It's already threatening enough. So now I have 2 blockers so that they shouldn't be able to get the loot easily. I will trade with the 1/1 absolutely if they kill the preserver. First is very good refill there. Definitely is. But I get to finally start attacking, and this time I might even gain some life. Might even gain some life. Okay, they had 1 artifact to discard, so that was nice. They have now 3 cards in their hand. One of them is an Oniken Cult Anvil, but yeah, they can sacrifice the guideboard and get 2 tokens now. That's definitely good for them, but gladly I get to gain some life from the befriending the mods, assuming that 2 mana and the 1 card they have available doesn't interfere with that. If that is a spell pierce, that's gonna be so harsh. So I'm not attacking with the 4/4 because I don't plan taking any damage from those tokens. Plus they might just jump block anyway and sacrifice. There's a long way to deal enough damage to them, but at least I get some life here back, so I'm not immediately dying to this thing. But that will happen at some point. I mean, it is not. This is gonna be very good. 2 anvils is gonna make them drain a lot of life from me. So but I have the bearer of memory. It's a good mana sink. Okay, they have something now. So do I want to attack block with the? No, I'm not gonna block with the 1/1. If I was really smart, I would have played around that and double block this thing. But I haven't played the format enough to consider this as a potential thing they can do. So now, of course, did get punished here a bit, but I do have my Wanderer's intervention at least. A thief. Okay. Yeah, this is getting a little bit awkward. The thirst for knowledge they had certainly was not very optimal for me. Okay, well I haven't drawn a lot of lands, and now if I do, this Imperial Oath will be actually massive. Wow, that was an amazing draw. And now I can play the Bearer of Memory and have mana up for the intervention. And next turn I will have a 2/4 flyer also. And this keeps trample to this thing. That's also quite nice because then the jump block trick doesn't actually work. Because I will trample over if they block and sacrifice, I will still get to trample. So now the question is, they play the land immediately. Don't they play? Oh. Well, that's not nice. Okay, so they had to refill with the thirst for knowledge, and now they have a refill from Behold the Unspeakable, and that will be a draw 4. I think that's it. I think I'm not gonna come back from that. At least the loot doesn't do anything. I think they still shouldn't have played the land, because now I can take the 2 damage here. So I'm gonna pass the blocker. I don't wanna. Well, this can't even trade. But point is that I can just kill the Prosperous Thief here, which I probably will. They can sacrifice this now. They should sacrifice. Well, maybe they should. Yeah, they get the drain that way. But they're gonna draw 4 cards on the next turn. I'm not winning them. Yeah. What a sad thing. I thought I was able to stabilize here, but they just had too much card draw, and this is just insane. They will also get a big flyer there. So not great at all. Okay, another cultivation, which is not going to be the greatest. A land would have been the best, definitely. Because I want to use the ability on the Bearer of Memory. I can attack, but it doesn't really help too much. They can block and sack, so no point. I think I will make it 1-1 here, because there's no guarantee that even the next one will be a land. But if the opponent didn't draw 4 cards here, I would like this situation a lot more. But I mean, they just need removal on this, and that's it. Yeah, if they don't have any removal in their deck, yes, I can still win with the Bearer of Memory and the Lifelinker and the Flyer and all that. That's a game plan, but I'm assuming they get to deal with my creatures now. So they are down 14 cards in deck. I have 22. They have drawn 8 more cards than I. Funnily, even this is not really that, problematic. Okay, well, these are not removal spells. That is good for me. Now they have a whiteboard coming up. I'll just do this. No reason wasting time here. Yeah, the double anvil is just the best for this kind of situation. But honestly, the thing that was best was to behold the unspeakable. So I can't currently attack because they have the 5/7. I'm gonna play this first, scry into something. Maybe I find my third arrest, which I actually did. Hover bike. Do I have a? I don't have the correct creature type, but I guess all these are still worth it, right? Not sure about the order though. I guess that's the order. But yeah, the anvils. Yeah, because I need to get rid of the crab so that I can start attacking with the disciple. Although at this point they can just multiple block it. Can I make it into a flyer? The sad thing is this event is gonna last. This video is gonna take so much time because I know this game will take a lot of time still. But also, I'm not winning this game because this is too much they have. I mean, the anvils are too much. I should probably actually arrest the anvil here. That is probably the thing I should arrest here. Because they're just gonna drain 2 life a turn, and once they get to deal with the lifelinker, my game is over. Because then they can just attack with all. As long as I have this big lifelinker, they really can't do that. Although they have this big flyer too. They can just attack for 4 actually. Yeah, I save time. I know this is a game that could last long, but they have so many things I need to answer. I can't answer everything. It's the crap that makes it so that I can start attacking 2 of these anvils, even if I get rid of 1 of them. That's bad. And then the vision of the unspeakable. I don't have mana to both play spells and use this. If I had, that would be a different thing. But this is just gonna end up in me losing in like 5 or so minutes, and I don't. This was what the first match of the event, so no thanks. Yep, that's actually fine. I'm doing a good job losing my rank here. A smart guy would have just, sat on rank, so 150, and probably qualify for top 1200 without playing any more premier drafts in the month. But I chose to continue playing them, and I have had a miserable win rate since I went to Mythic, which of course can mean that I'm not really up on par with the other Mythic players. Although this one is not even a Mythic player, so... Okay. Also, my opponents just play 3 colors and have the 3 colors always on turn 3. Always. And this is insane, because Intercessor's Arrest doesn't remove abilities. The triggered ability is still there. I'm gonna bluff attack and play the Noriko Yamasaki post-combat. They play an enchantment, they get a toad, but even if I use the arrest, that would have happened anyway. So I don't really know how can I can use the befriending the mods somehow. I can prevent them from using the... okay. They have a reach guy now. So we are... look at my curve. Selfless Samurai into Noriko Yamasaki into befriending the mods. And I'm already losing the game. Like, no chance. This has 3 power and reach. This gives only +1/+1. I cannot even attack. Unless I'm willing to trade the samurai on it, because I can keep Noriko Yamasaki indestructible. I guess what I can do is play the 7-tail Mentor first. I guess I could arrest this thing too. Then I don't have an attack. I'm also facing a lot of damage. I mean, of course, because they just played 3 mana, 2 3/3s. That's what they did. And of course, look at this. Black card, white card, green card. All this early in the game. Just basic lands. I'm not annoyed at all. Sorry. I know it's not nice to watch when I'm like this, but I just lost my first match and I'm about to lose my second match. And my previous premier draft was 1-3. And it's not because I have had bad... I mean, look at this draw. This would, in the normal circumstance, this would be a fantastic draw. I mean, they're gonna attack for 1,000,000. This has first strike. I can't even block that. I have to use the 7-tail Mentor. That's the only thing. I'm just thinking who's gonna get the counter here. I guess I can use this to save some other guys. So maybe the Noriko Yamasaki and could attack with the Yamasaki. But they just block with the frog and then they get the frog back. So let's not do that. Let's not do that. But they're gonna really attack for 6 in the air. Well, it's not in the air, but I can't block them without flyers or reach guys, so... Only costs 2 mana, by the way. Do they have a ninja here? Apparently no. I do get to attack with the lifelinking thing when I attack with only 1 samurai, so that's something. So it's not totally over, but it's kinda high. And yes, I can arrest this thing to make it not be able to use the ability, but I can't really use mana for that kind of nonsense right now. This is what I can do though. No enchantments in my graveyard, but I get 5 life here. Yeah, it has also vigilance, I kind of forgot that. So they take 5 and I gain life 5. That is good. I gain 1 extra here. I can play the Skyblessed Samurai soon. Okay, so let's see what if they don't have anything too sick. I guess the Tatsunari doesn't. It's not too bad. But they do have 3 cards in their hand. One of which is that, which is gonna give a pretty good damage boost here. But I still have the big lifelinker, so I'm gonna take 9 this turn, go down to 9. But I have the hover bike for the next turn to tap down the creature that gets, pumped. But look at this, the only thing the opponent is... I mean, the rare is enabling their entire thing here. They have a Dokuchi Silencer here, so they can kill someone, but at least I get to save it with the Selfless Samurai. And they have to discard a creature card, of course. They discarded a Sunblade Samurai to kill that. Okay, I have to keep it indestructible now then. No more lifelink though, that's what it means. That's what it means. So what to do? Well, the Skyblessed Samurai can actually block. They can play this and then... So this is going to give the frog the Kami. Well, first of all, I'm just attacking because that's what I can do here. At least deal 5 if nothing else. They are also now empty-handed there. So I'm just thinking if I can afford to... Can I afford to... Can I afford to play the Skyblessed Samurai? Because this is gonna give 1, 2, 3. It's gonna be give this a +3/+3, and then they can make it unable to be. Well, I could block it with the Skyblessed Samurai, but I'm not gonna block it with the 6/6. So I'm playing the hover bike. I'm just thinking if I should play the arrest now, because this will eventually be able to block my 2/4 flyer, which might be my only way to. I will have a 4/4 flyer though too. It's kind of awkward to, have it on the defender. I'm going to just pass here now. Now they probably want to give it to the first striker because they can still attack with this so that I can't block it. Oh, they didn't play the Tatsunori at all. Okay. And yeah, I'm not blocking the frog here because they get it back from the Tatsunori once they play another enchantment. So I would be surprised if they are not attacking with it, because I could double block with the hover bike and the Seven-Tail Mentor here. But I won't be doing that. I will be running low on life now, but... Oh, come on. Opponent, why did you... That was a top deck. I thought I'm actually having a game plan. I have stabilized, but no, they top decked this thing. Now I need a lot more. First of all, the intercessor arrest doesn't do anything. They just sacrifice the thing that's, arrested. I guess I can recast my arrests. That's true. From the graveyard. They can get back. Yeah, this thing. Yeah, this goes to exile if it leaves the battlefield. So there's at least that. Alright, so let's do this. I think that is what I have to do now. Won't be attacking with anyone because that makes 0 sense. Alright. Yeah, the Sister's Call thing, it's really not something I wanted to happen. The good thing is that this is actually a samurai, which does mean that it will trigger my samurai triggers. So that's more thing they can sacrifice there. Tsunari there, and then this time I have a good blocker on the Toad, so I guess it doesn't matter. But they can attack with the 4/4 Vigilant guy. Yeah, I think I have to block it, and I will block it with the Seven-Tail Mentor and the hover bike. It will go to exile then. It will also make the portrait of Michiko slightly smaller. And they can kill either the Mentor or the hover bike. They can get this thing back, Scry, gain 2, and then... They have to sacrifice someone. Well, they have things they can sacrifice. Okay, but if this permanent would leave the battlefield, exile it instead of putting anywhere else. So actually the chapter 3 won't be that great. It will just... No, actually... Actually it might work with that. No, anyway, let's do this. So where both these effects are gonna exile. I think it will get exiled and then returning to the battlefield. Scry 2, how do they scry? This top deck was a sick one. I think I was in a good shape if they didn't draw, you know, that kind of effects there. The turn 3 Tatsunari, one top, one bottom. And then this when they had an empty hand. Okay, this is going to make my clock slightly faster. I could even attack for 6 actually. They're gonna gain 2 life, so I'm not gonna represent the lethal attack. And this doesn't have vigilance also, so maybe I just shouldn't do anything like that. This says this and the target frog can't be blocked. I don't sadly have any enchantments here. So I'm gonna attack for 5. I'm just thinking if there's any reason to use the arrest here. I guess I can use it, but not now. I first attack for 5 here. This doesn't have vigilance. Why did I think this has vigilance? It's not a Serra Angel. I think I still attack with it, but it's not a Serra Angel. Okay, they choose a jump block. They can get it back with this thing. At least this prevents them from using the ability. They get to sacrifice the Tatsunari, but I get to recast the arrest here unless they did scry 2 and 1 was left on the top of the deck. So if it's like another removal spell or something like that, I don't think I can survive in that case. After this they will be top decking again, so let's see what it is. This enters the battlefield, right? Yep. So they can't get it to hand to use the channel, unless they of course have now some way to return a permanent card from the graveyard to the hand. Yeah, it would be easier if I wasn't at 6 here. Okay, they're checking out the graveyard, so they have the thing that returns 2 cards. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Alright, well done, opponent. Let's see if this is gonna be... I haven't had a 0-win Premier Draft yet in this set, so maybe it's time for that. Again, with the deck, that's actually quite good, but how can you beat that kind of stuff? You can't. Okay, I have a good hand. Let's see. Oh, this is a really good hand. On the play, I get to have a turn 3 preserver. I have lands here now, I should take the arrest. But let's see if that's gonna be good enough. I am at 0-2, so presumably the opponent is at 0-2. So hopefully their deck is not like the craziest in the world. could kill that, but I have to play the land now. Let's take the 4/4. It's the best, you know, fastest clock. Turn 3 4/4 on the play. Opponent doesn't have many cards that can get rid of this thing at least yet. I can also, by the way, arrest the reactor if I want to. Okay, so they didn't get to even cast that one. I think the mentor can pick up the counter itself. No reason to make that into even bigger thing when it's already quite threatening. Oh, they have an essence capture. Okay. More synthesizers, alright, so do they hit this time? Oh, they still don't hit. That's unlucky. Is this what I need to face in order to actually have a chance to win a game? They get the 2/2 now, but that's not gonna... Yeah, they play to land, so even if they do the land there, it wouldn't have helped. Alright, so... I guess I'll play my 2 mana cards now. I could play the Disciple, but no, it's gonna be the Trainee and the Hoverbike, and I might actually... It costs 4 mana to use this. I'm actually not even that concerned about it. Maybe I can let them use the 4 mana to kill this. I do have now other things. Plus I can return the Preserver with the Season of Renewal. Plus some other, any creature in addition to that. Also they need to do something very soon. They are only at 12 now. I am more interested in just arresting a creature they might have. Okay, that's whatever. Now they have they can now kill the Preserver if they want to. And I don't mind if they use that thing for that. I'm gonna still tap down the 2/2. Why take 2 damage when I don't have to? This does mean that the opponent sees I have no response to the reactor, so they might now go for it, which is fine because I still have here 4 power of attackers, and that's gonna use all the mana also if they choose to do that. Alright, so that happened. So I still have only 4 mana available. Well, it's most likely going to be the Golden Tail Disciple and nothing else, right? I can use it to crew the Hoverbike. Attack for 4, assuming the Preserver is gonna die here this time. I could have actually crewed it with the 1/1. I don't intend to offer the trade here. This is only a sorcery speed activation, so they don't get the surprise blocker here. Okay, I'm gonna do it anyway, because this can block the Samurai. Seismic Wave does kill the 1/1, but that also means that they have to take 6 now, unless they want to jump block with the Disruptor. And I don't need more than 3 mana. I can play all the cards here with 3 mana. So I don't even care about that too much. Okay, now they have to do that. But they are not in a... I mean, they are being pressured here, not me. So they can't double block, but I can use the Wanderer's Intervention to punish them for that, so I don't think I need to do anything else here. If they have the first strike trick, yeah, I should just, in that case, kill this. Do they finally find something? They have been so unlucky here. Okay, now they can kill, but they can, unless they don't have a land drop. Okay, they do, so they can choose to kill the Lifelinker. Both of them can't be, neither of them can't be blocked. I mean, they cannot profitably block either of these, so that doesn't matter. Okay, it's interesting how much I've been able to dodge land draws, but gladly it doesn't matter. It's actually good for me because now I have this endless gas here. And they even know about the arrest. They do know about, because that was my turn 1 thing, which I did. I picked it from the top 4 cards. So they know I can eliminate the blocker there. Alright, I won a game. Is this the turn of the tide now? Another very close match in terms of rank. Okay, I go first with a hand that is not keepable really. Got nothing here. Okay, this is... Oh, I have this thing in my deck. Haven't seen it too much. Alright, so Season of Renewal would be interesting, but I think I can make the Skyblessed Samurai quite cheap with this hand, so I should just maybe, you know, lose the card draw spell that also requires things to die before it can even be useful. So I just hope to draw some lands now, of course, because this is still not the greatest 6 card hand, but what can you do? I'm not gonna go to 6 there. Okay, that will hopefully find me a land. I mean, I'm not gonna go to 5. This at least has a turn 2 play, and then with lands I can of course do more things here. Ninja, no ninja, okay, good. And then they have a Fang of Shigeki, because that's... That's of course what they have to have there. Alright, so land is of course going to be taken here. So there's not even a point in attacking. Why would I trade with that thing? I wish I had now well, it forgot. No, it's here. This thing would be more willing to trade if I know I could get that thing back, but of course I had to mulligan. I mean, I thought I was having a good game here because I have this turn 2, but then they have the Fang of Shigeki. Of course they could have had just a removal spell on it, the red removal spell, but seems like nothing goes my way. But yeah, I do have the befriending the mods, of course, so if... Come on! And I can't draw a land here. So first of all, what is this color business from every opponent not even having trouble with the mana? Basic lands 3 colors. Absolutely. At least they haven't played a black spell yet, so it's not so bad. So, and they even played another flyer which they could use to jump block the Kapotek Frigger. I don't think the Bearer of Memory does much here. I'm just gonna use the Tanuki here. At least they don't have ninjas there. Commune. Getting... Why would they play the tapped land first? What if they found a 3-drop they wanted to play instead? Maybe that was the only land in their hand. Alright then. So now at least the flyers are tapped here, so what I can do is... I can use this to get rid of the Death Toucher. Now of course this only does it once. It's gonna be only a... It's gonna only be a 1-3 from now on. But at least my Yukai Preservation and other stuff can attack. Opponent has 2 power in the air, but at some point I will have my Skyblessed Samurai. Oh, and this will be a 2-4, of course, which flies. So now it's all about how crazy stuff the opponent has there. Well, they have to have, of course, good stuff, but I have 3 pacifisms in the deck. And now, okay, that's funny. I got it back now. I shuffled, I mean the deck, and I drew this thing which I put away from my starting hand. Could be fun, but how do I beat the opponent? There's a 5-5 coming up. I think the Preserver is going to be... well, let's attack for... This is not going to fly on their turn, so of course I will attack for 2 now that I can. Or do they think... Okay, they just... Okay, either they were scared of a ninja or they thought this is still going to be able to, you know, exile things. Of course, it doesn't do that. So... let's play this. The Samurai is now 5 mana card. Do I give the 1/3? I'll rather have the 4/4 here, maybe. I have to hope the opponent doesn't have removal, because if they have, you know, so-called perfects, I'm not gonna win anyway. There's just no playing around removal here, because they have a 5/5 hasty guy coming up, and I need to be able to block it. There's no way I can survive if they can kill the 4/4. I need these two to kill it. Okay, Ninja's Kunai. I can also jump block with the Kappa Tech Wrecker and get it back with the Season of Renewal. That's something. Also, it might be possible they just use the Ninja's Kunai for some reason. But now I have a 2/4 flyer, so I have a block on the Searchlight Companion here. I also got a land, so I have a 4/4 here. Am I going to attack? They might do so that they block with the 1/1 and then... Yeah, well, I can't do that, because of course I need to block the 5/5. That's coming up, maybe. Yeah, the attack doesn't really seem to make much sense. They can just get rid of the Preserver, and then I don't have a... Well, I do have still the way to double block. Jump block with this thing. How bad is the Ninja's Kunai? Maybe I'll just play this first and see what happens. They are at 18. I'm not going to win anytime soon anyway. Plus I do have these 2/2s. It's pretty good to deal with the 5/5. So now how many blockers do I want to have here? How many blockers do I need to have? I kind of want them to use their tricks. I can get both of these back with the Season of Renewal, so I kind of feel like I want to just do this and make them use their trick. I think they are going to have a trick here. I could block with everything. Yeah, I guess I can get these things back, so maybe it is what I should do. If they have a Tamiya safekeeping and a trick, well, that's awkward. They could have the Boon of Boseiju, which gives +5/+5, then they get to deal 10, but I guess they still can't kill that many. Alright, let's do this. I lose my Sky Blessed Samurai, but I can get it back. I can get it back. It's okay. And of course, I can't block with the 4/4 and the 1/3 because they have a Ninja's Kunai here. I almost blocked. Missed out on the onboard trick there. Jeez. Alright, well, I didn't do that, but man, that would have been a nice conclusion to the event. Well, it wouldn't have concluded there, but that would have been horrible. Yeah, the quality of the cards they have in there, that really... Yeah, they want to kill both flyers. That makes total sense, of course. Because they have the 3/3. I wish I drew one of my passivisms. If I get rid of this 3/3 flyer, I'm much happier at that point. So maybe I could have not blocked with the Sky Blessed Samurai to have it survive here. But they could have had something else too. At least this way the 5/5 is no longer, and I need to just get my flyers back. Oh, they had two things. Look at this. Look at that. Just in time. Wow. So they had so I had to block with all basically. Otherwise it would have been a blowout. And yes, this is a double black spell. They have played blue 1-drop, green early stuff, and a double block spell. All in the same deck. Now I'm of course in a little bit of trouble because I'm taking 3 per turn. And I have only the Season of Renewal, which is going to... I mean, I needed to basically draw land so I could play the Bearer of Memory and this, and then have this Skyblessed Samurai coming up as a cheaper creature, because now I have only one spell I can play, and the Tamiya Safekeeping, which does nothing. I guess one thing what I can do is attack with the Kappa Techwrecker, but then, yeah, hope they block, because I want to actually return that thing. So both of these, and I'm gonna get the Samurai and the cancel. Wait a minute, is this gonna... Yeah. If you first target the creature, then the enchantment. So this will now be able to kill this thing, and if I get to untap, I mean, of course they can jump block it and all that, but with the safekeeping it's gonna be good. But of course if they just, like I said, if they do have more removal, there's nothing I can do about it. I just lose that way. Geothermal Kami can't do anything but, you know, try to trade. Okay, the land was good because that allows me to have the... Yeah, I have to use the safekeeping here and then play the Bearer of Memory. I get 2 life at least. Okay, they do that. That's totally fine. I will be going down to 4 here. That's not great. I might have to use the safekeeping on the Kami though. How much stuff? The opponent is still having 3 cards in the hand. That is really annoying. Okay, so the problem is if I don't use the safekeeping, this will be a 7 mana card and I would need to draw land. They actually choose to deal less damage for some reason. But they get to draw a card. They will play this post-combat. I don't kinda need this, but it's nice to have around. Because at some point the +1/+1 counters they can actually matter. What the heck. At least they have to jump block the Techwrecker here. Or I mean block or jump block, whatever, whichever they have here. Yeah, they are just playing 3 colors. That is sweet for them. But I can play my 4/4 flyer now. Any reason to attack with both? They will just double block, but then I could... Yeah, they are not gonna double block the Bearer of Memory. So with the 4/4 flyer, I think I have to play as if they don't have anything. I just wanna push through damage. And of course, if they do double block the Bearer of Memory, for some reason I get to exile the Circuit Hacker, and you know, this is still gonna survive because I can pump it up. Alright, so... I actually, with the 1/1, should I just play the Imperial Oath? Suddenly it's... because I can take 1 in the air. Right. If they have more ninjas, maybe it's annoying, but I'm actually playing the Oath now. Wow. Don't need any of this crap. If I lose my enchantment, yeah, well, I might still draw a land, of course, but this is just a 1/1 flyer. And they still have the Techwrecker to worry about. It's gonna do things. Don't have another ninja. They do. What the? Suddenly they have all the ninjas there. What the? Well, at least that doesn't draw a card. It's just gonna deal 2 extra damage and gain them more bits of life. But yeah, that was annoying. Okay, but they are down to 1 card. And a life linker is here once I... Okay, these are samurai. But I have to play this now. And then this can start attacking with the life linker. as a lifelinker. Now, although, let's see, that only works when I attack with one creature. So this is interesting. I could give the tech wrecker a. I could give the tech wrecker a +1/+1 counter actually. Then they have to block with all, and they will lose the companion and the circuit hacker. And then post combat I can play this. Although I can even play the. Yeah, why would I? This is a better idea. No reason to, because now I can just attack with everything, right? I don't want to sacrifice the samurai though. I'm gonna attack with this because I want to. Yeah, if they block this with everything, I don't care. And I wanna have the lifelink option available. So I'm gonna take another one in the air. Hopefully that was the final ninja they have. Don't have the 5/5 ninja. Could just finish the game now. Okay, finally, no. I need to play the flyer. Okay, so that actually gives a reach to a creature that if I want to use the aura here. So now, if a samurai attacks alone, it gains lifelink. This is not a samurai. I think it's time for the 7-tail mentor to attack alone. I don't care if they block with the Nezumi Prowler here at all. It's funny because I could attack with, I mean, a massive amount, but I don't want to be at 3. That's a little bit too dangerous to be at 3. And now I'm gonna try this, if this actually works or not. No counter spells. Now if they have a destroy-based removal, I can give it indestructible. And yeah, of course I have a massive attack here, which I could do. Okay, Fang of Shigeki doesn't matter. I might actually win this game if the opponent doesn't get some craziness going on. Okay, that's even better. I think I'm gonna just attack with the samurai here. I mean, this is gonna gain me 5 life now. A bit odd actually considering, but I wanna go to 10 here. It won't be able to block now, but I could even give the, the reach to someone here. Who's gonna get the reach? Just to prevent any ninja business. That's mostly the idea here. Maybe the 7-tail mentor. Alright, and now next turn would have been me attacking with everything, because of course I have a lethal attack here with all these things, but I wanted to gain some life there. And I didn't want to attack with, it might have been a lethal attack on the previous turn, but if they have a trick, I don't want to lose then. This was safer to gain the 5 life there. Alright, what a match. I won another one, great. Okay, on the play, and now it's a nice hand. Shouldn't matter too much what I drew, assuming I get like at least 1 land very soon, because with these 2 2-drops and the safekeeping and this being active with 1 land draw, I should have fine stuff going on. Plus opponent did mulligan to 6 there. Well, that's an amazing start, but I guess I can try to arrest their 2-drop, which is gonna be equipped with a plus with a counter. But let's see if I can draw the land. The 3-drop wasn't bad. That means if I draw the 3rd land, I can actually, play a 3-drop there. But that's gonna be a 2/4, which I probably will be just arresting if it's possible. But it's not possible. It seems like it's totally impossible to draw the land. So I can't even attack because this was one of the few 2-drops that has 3 toughness in the format. So I can't even attack with the 3/2 lifelinker here. Norika Yamazaki is still good. But this could just be over if I don't draw the 3rd land. Why does it have to be so hard? Opponent goes out like a crazy. Can I please do the same? This also will exile my stuff, so that's kind of annoying for the Norika Yamasaki. If I block with the Eiganjo Exemplar. I mean, I guess I could make it indestructible, but then I lose my lifelink. Yeah, I need to arrest the 2-4 ASAP. They just... Oh, look at this. Opponent goes for full craziness here. I understand they do it because now they this thing is even bigger, but I need my land immediately. No blocks, there's no good block anymore. Untapped land, please. Come on. I get to attack for 3 here though. I mean, this was a keeper. You saw the starting hand. 2 lands, both colors, 2 2-drops, a Tamiya safekeeping, a 3-mana card. After 3 draws, yes, I did draw 3 3-mana cards, which is, the best non-land thing to do when you are needing a 3rd land, but... Opponent just played a card saying, a creature of yours gets a +1/+1 counter, and I'm here in the ropes. Imagine if this was a land. I attack for 3, go back to 15. This thing is arrested for the rest of its life. They can attack for 3, but I mean then it's just ±0 in that case. So the problem is here I have to lose one of these guys anyway. I can use the safekeeping to kill the renegade. Assuming they don't have anything, that's it. If I attack for 3 life, I go to 15, then I go back, then I go to 8. I mean, I think I have to double block this and hope they just don't have anything. They are missing land drops too, but I mean, if they have a trick or burn spell, I'm dead. I'm just dead in that case. But this is ridiculous. They give a +1/+1 counter, which is normally like not worth it, a 2-mana and a card. But now it's just... No, this is not good. This is just... Well, I have to kill that commando thing and take 6 here. And then if I draw, I need to draw the... I need to draw the land next. There's just no other way. Which of these? I can't sack this because this won't deal enough damage, so I have to lose one of them. I mean, the lifelinker is more important, so that will survive. Now a land. Oh my god. Imagine if I had a land here. Imagine if I had a land. I arrest this thing and then can start playing my other spells. I go to 10, I go down to 6, maybe even to 4 if they have a modified creature here. Yeah, okay. I guess, and well, they get to draw a card, so it's not so great for me, but I guess I'm still in a good shape. This is how you get a bad streak of drafts, when this kind of stuff happens to you. I have 2 of these damn arrests here, and this would totally be... they could of course have enchantment removal, that's totally possible, they have a fade into antiquity. But still, I at least needed the land. Now I can have a jump blocker, that thing doesn't have trample. I have a jump blocker here, but it's the guy that would have produced mana. And it's just a matter of time when they play more creatures. And they can't... I mean, that's too much then. So now they kill it. I take 2 damage. I have to make it indestructible, so bye-bye lifelink. Bye-bye lifelink indeed. And I'm at 4 against a deck that is clearly designed to be very aggressive, and they have another creature and I don't draw. 6th draw step, no land. I can arrest this now, but the land would have been so nice. But I have a lifelinker here, so let's think positively. If I actually get to survive somehow, my lifelinker can get me back. But let's see if they have a +3/+3 and the game is over. Yeah, Posages, the uncommon trick. Well, that's still too good because I'm at 2 now. That's the 3/2. I need to block this. Let's see if I draw a land now. That's 7 draws, no land. So I'm still in the game, but I have to... Do I have to use the lifelinker? Yes, I have to use the lifelinker. I can block the Coiling Stalker. This has to go through, and I know I could arrest this thing too, but it doesn't seem to make sense. I need to arrest something that's actually bigger. I would so much like to keep this a counter and start attacking, but I have a plan to maybe at some point get it back with the Norika Yamazaki. But the point is still having 3 cards. What's there? Okay, they didn't have a trick, but they of course can just play a 5-drop here now. Hey, I can arrest that thing. So this doesn't do anything unless it dies. Alright, let's go for it. I take 1 here. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, and hey, I didn't draw land because why would I draw in 8 draw steps a land? What do you say? Was it a good game? Was it a good game? I don't know what they would have had to have. I mean, they had spells because they were also stuck in 2 lands for a while. So they had spells in their hand. So what spells could they be? Either they are cheap creatures, big creatures. All of those cause trouble to me when I'm at this low land count. So the fact they had the ambitious assault, it's not really I mean, it could have been a number of things. I was able to play only 1 spell per turn, and it's just ridiculous how, I mean, why does it have to happen now? I first rank up to mythic like with a rather good set of drafts, and then I start getting these immediate amazing problems. And this is not even about, I mean, me having a nasty opposition there. Of course, the opponent's deck was very focused. But if I was able to draw like a normal curve there, of course I could have done a lot more against them. There's nothing wrong with this deck. This deck is actually quite good. Which is what I have said from many of my decks that have had miserable results, because the games sometimes just go like that, and there's not much you can do. But yeah, I'm kind of done with this event, so let's just claim the prize. And next video will actually be my second sealed deck event. It will come in let's say around 6 hours from now. Will be my next sealed deck event. So, and then the next draft will be a traditional draft, and yeah, I try to be at top 1200, but it's still like it's a little bit under 2 weeks, I think. Or is it about, it's a bit under 2 weeks before the season ends now. I'm recording this a little bit before this get published, because I will have a busy weekend. I won't be able to play that much. So anyway, yeah, next video will be a sealed deck event. Then there will be a traditional draft, and I hope I actually start getting some successful results in these premier drafts, because this won't hold. This rank won't hold anymore even if I sat on it. There's too much time before the season ends, so I have to actually win more than lose in premier drafts in order to get to the top 1200 finish. And why it's important, the March qualifier weekend will be a draft, and I definitely want to be there playing draft. Anyway, thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.